Hi! Hello, and welcome to the Daily Almanac for February 28th. So, let's get started.
This day in history!
On this day in history, February 28th in 1849, the steamship California arrived in California. It was quite a voyage. It had left New York 4.5 months earlier and had rounded the tip of South America on its journey, making various refueling stops along the way. While at sea, word spread that gold had been discovered in California. When the steamship made a refueling stop in Panama, there was a mob of gold seekers who demanded to get on board. So the California left with 365 passengers, almost twice the number she had been designed to carry. Most bunks were occupied by 2 gold seekers, and every inch of deck space was taken. On February 28th, the steamship entered San Francisco Harbor. All but one of the crew deserted for the goldfields. Today on Word Power, we're going to talk about the saying, ace up your sleeve. If you have an ace up your sleeve, it means that you have a trick that you're hiding until you need it. You might say, I don't know how Jenny will ever convince her dad to let her come on our trip, but she always has a plan. I bet she has an ace up her sleeve. In the 1500s, people stored things in their sleeves because pockets were not yet sewn into clothes. Magicians also used this trick, storing all sorts of things, including small animals, in their sleeves until they wanted to surprise their audiences. The saying actually comes from card players who would hide the ace or another winning card in their sleeve until they needed it. This, of course, was against the rules, and if they were found out, they would get into trouble.
Ooh, extremes.
Today on Extremes, we ask, what is the strongest joint in the human body? The answer is the hip joint. Because the head of the femur, that's the big bone in your thigh, is shaped to fit perfectly inside your pelvis, the bone that makes up your hips, the hip joint is very strong. In fact, it's the hardest joint to dislocate or separate in the whole body.
Health tips.
When you stick out your tongue and say, ah, and your doctor looks at your tongue, it's one of the ways he or she can tell if you're healthy. Most normal tongues have a pinkish red color. There are also over 9,000 bumps on your tongue. Under those bumps are your taste buds. By chewing your food slowly and thoroughly, the taste buds in your tongue can pick up all the flavors that each food has to offer. Chewing this way is both healthy and pleasurable. Yum. Did you know that Styrofoam can't be recycled and can't ever break down into dirt? That means that the Styrofoam cups, plates, lunch trays, or egg crates that we throw away sit in the dump forever. Sometimes, before it even gets to the dump, the Styrofoam is blown out to sea. Sea creatures like sea turtles mistake it for food and eat it. They can't digest the Styrofoam, so it just stays inside them and eventually it can kill them. So next time you go to the grocery store, let your mom and dad know that you don't want to buy anything made of Styrofoam. That's right, say no to Styrofoam. Well, that's all the time we have left today for Daily Almanac. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you tomorrow.